And dear students, today we will going to discuss about a new chapter, that is public facility of class 8th, chapter 7. Before we begin with this chapter, the important points that we need to discuss is about the public facility, the case study on water, the constitutional link, role of government in providing the public facilities, healthcare, education, electricity and transport, sanitation and other facilities. The important one is challenges, and in the last we will going to look for the few of the SDGs, sustainable development goals, related to this chapter. And hence we end this with the important takeaways. So let's begin. First is, what is public facility? Public facility means basic services provided by the government for welfare of all citizens. So four things you need to understand: basic services, government, welfare and citizen. And hence with all these four important words, our definition is ready. So basic services, government, welfare and citizen. Examples are water, electricity, healthcare, education and so on. The aim of the public facility is to provide two things. First is ensure equality, and second one is social justice. Because as you know, public facilities are very important. They are so important that by the international bodies it has been declared that they are universally provided to everyone. And hence with the inclusion of the universal right, equality comes into the picture. That means these public facilities should be equally distributed, provided to the citizens, and hence enhancing the social justice. What is justice? We know, but what is social justice? Means the justice provided at the level of the society. Now there is an important case study, and you will going to go through this chapter, do the first reading of the book, as it is very important. So water as a case study is given here with regard to the Chennai. As we know, water is most essential public facility. Chennai water crisis shows in this case study the unequal access of the water, where with the posh areas there comes the privatization. When the privatization comes into the picture, privatization means when the particular facility is provided by the private companies. So hence there comes two picture. First thing is that water is a universal right, and hence two things are important. First is accessibility and second is affordability. Accessibility means you are getting the water, means water is present around your surrounding areas. What is affordability? Affordability means the water which is present around your area should be affordable to you. For example, if we take the example of the government, so in the Chennai we know the water is not accessible, or it is accessible but only in a small percentage. But when the privatization comes into the picture, water is accessible to all the people living around that area, but it is not affordable. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर गवर्नमेंट, इफ़ वी टॉक अबाउट गवर्नमेंट की हम बात करें, गवर्नमेंट आपको वाटर प्रोवाइड कर रही है फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. सो वहाँ दिक्कत क्या आती है? दिक्कत आती है एक्सेसिबिलिटी की. मीन्स वाटर आपको मिल ही नहीं रहा है. लेकिन जब प्राइवेटाइजेशन होगा तो इस केस में वाटर आपके पास होगा, आपके आसपास होगा. बट द थिंग इज़ पुअर पीपल दे आर एक्सक्लूडेड, बिकॉज प्राइवेटाइजेशन जब भी होता है तो हाई कॉस्ट होती है. सो वेन एवर द प्राइवेटाइजेशन विल गोइंग टू कम इन टू द पिक्चर, वॉट इज़ एक्सेसिबल, no doubt, but it may not be affordable to the people, to all the people. So this is the scenario with respect to the privatization. We know कि privatization, whenever we will going to see that private company or private party will going to come into the picture, everything becomes accessible. All the facilities are there, proper working is there, proper production is there, but with the cost of the money. So here government must ensure affordable, safe drinking water, because with the introduction of privatization, not all people are going to get the water. Now what is the constitutional link? As you know, under the fundamental right of part 3, it is mentioned under the article 21, that is right to life. Right to life includes access to water, healthcare and education. So it is the constitutional right of each and every citizen that the water should be accessible and affordable to them. Hence, public facilities are tied to fundamental rights also. So, here comes the government duty about the universal access, especially for marginalized group, as we have already discussed about the marginalization. So for them, those um, who are at the margins of the society, we also needed to give them the accessibility or universal access. Now government role, as you know, government role comes into the picture that government have to provide facilities at affordable rates. Here comes the equality principle, that is, access should not depend on ability to pay. Means water is accessible, we know, but it should not depend on the ability to pay it. Means it should also be affordable. Private companies may supply services but often exclude poor. Yes, of course, private companies are good in accessibility, but they are not good in affordability. Here, poor people are excluded. Hence, the universal right concept is violated here. Next is with regard to healthcare. As you know, public hospitals they provide free low cost treatment, but it is time taking. While private hospitals charges are high and they are excluding poor. Hence, government must expand and improve public healthcare facilities. Same with respect to the education, another public facility, that is government schools ensure free and affordable education. Whenever we are talking about public facilities, two things needs to be clear. First is your accessibility, second is your affordability. Anything which is accessible to us doesn't mean it will also be affordable. So this is linked to equality and development. When the government schools are providing free and affordable education, then hen comes the right of equality, and second is the development. Private schools, if we talk about, often unaffordable for poor families, that we know. Same is with respect to the electricity and transport. Electricity is needed for homes, industries, and agriculture. Transport, public buses, trains ensure mobility for all, and both must be affordable and accessible. Next, sanitation and the other facilities, clean surrounding. Again, this is the fundamental right. Right to clean surrounding or right to healthy environment is a part of fundamental right. So it should also be needed to taken care. Waste disposal, public toilets, essential for health. Then comes law and order, policing, public safety, also count as public facilities. Now, what are the challenges to the challenges to the public facilities? First is unequal access due to privatization. Majority of the public services are under the control of the private players. Hence, this problem, this particular challenge is among the this particular challenge is among the poor people who are living there. So, poor quality in government facilities due to underfunding, need for a stronger government responsibility and accountability. So, these are the important challenges that we are facing with respect to the public facilities. Now, where does the government get money for public facilities? As we know, every year the government announces the budget in the parliament. And for example, this is the union budget data for 2024 and 25. Here you can see how the government is spending their money. So this is the pie chart. You can also visit the sources from the government website for the union budget 2025-26 pie chart. You can show there, get there, and look for how much percentage of the money or central government is spending on particular expenses, like for example defense, state share and tax duty, subsidies, central sector schemes, interest payment, pension 4%, other expenditure. So this is the old data. I want you to look for the new data. See this, tax revenue. What is a tax revenue? Means how much money the government will going to get it. So here we can see that always the large amount of money that the government is getting is from income tax. And borrowings and other liability means how much? Borrowing and other liability means borrowing and other liability means the government is purchasing. Okay. So the money that we are going to spend on public facilities will come from the taxes that the citizens are paying. So it is very important and that we need to look on the budget that how much percentage of the money the government is using in order to provide us the public facilities. Now the important now the important SDGs are also available here. For example, sustainable cities and communities. First is SDG 3, good health and well-being. So public healthcare facilities ensure healthy lives. Fourth SDG that we will going to incorporate by public facilities is quality education. That is free and accessible school promote inclusive education. SDG 6 that is clean water and sanitation. It also includes safe drinking water and sanitation, and these are the fundamental rights. SDG 7 is your affordable and clean energy. So when we will going to do the development in the field of electricity, so electricity development should be affordable and with respect to the clean energy because it supports development. Now SDG 11 we have already discussed. SDG 12 is also there, that is responsible consumption and production. So important takeaways that we have discussed is public facility, what is that is the basic need, provide social justice, and it is a global responsibility linked to right to life, that is article 21, and sustainable development goal. Third takeaway is government must ensure equal access for all citizens. And the last one is that is in the end we just like to conclude, we wanted to conclude this particular chapter with that public facilities are not just national duties, but it is a part of global sustainable development goal. So this was the short summarization of chapter number 7 of the civics class 8th. Thank you for watching.